Morning, I think. It's Friday. There's been a coup here at the Capitol. I am Frank Ginn, and I'm actually the Vice Chairman of Rules, but today I'll be chairing the committee. Glad to have everybody here this morning. We're going to make this pretty quick because it's Friday. And I think everybody's going to go home. Maybe there's a Super Bowl this weekend somewhere or another. We can all be Swifties. What I'd like to do is run down the list of bills on your yellow sheet. And I'm not sure if we've got a couple folks that haven't told us a little bit about their bills, so I'm going to run through them just one at a time. Senate Bill 117 said Undertaker bill said are you still burying people?
Yes, sir.
Have you talked about your bill enough, or you want to talk about it some more?
I want to talk about it some more, and I've got two if I can go ahead and do them both.
Mr. Chairman,
Be
Your
glad
Highness.
for you too.
this bill passed last year through the House and the Senate and got to the governor's desk, and there were some questions, so he vetoed this bill. We've gone back to Director Potvin, and we've heard it in retirement, and we've made some changes to it. He's fine with it, forced to move ahead with it. That's 117. Be glad to answer any questions.
People still dying to use this bill?
Yes, sir, they have to.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And what's the other bill you want to talk
The
about?
Senate Bill 411, this allows people, this is a voting bill. This is one of those good common sense bills. This allows people with small children that get in line to go vote, that they can actually move up in line and go on up, and they have small children. So the small children are not antsy and disturbing. And you know how it is, Dad, I got to go to the bathroom. And I was a single parent. My kids were 11, 10, and 6. Where I went, they went. Where they went, I went. So this will help those single parents with children.
Do you have any small children we can rent?
I'll loan you some grandchildren if you'll pay for them, meet their desires. They're expensive.
Thank you, Senator.
Thank you.
Any questions for the Senator? We do have one from our whip.
Chairman Williams, on SB 117, so Jim and them are fine with this now, because I know they had some pushback previously because of the way we were requiring state employees to designate a portion of their life insurance to a particular funeral home?
Yes, so they're fine with it now. I've talked to Director Potvin, Mr. Potvin, after we passed this out of committee, and he, with the assurance that this would only be for funeral homes and would never be allowed for banks or mortgages or car title, pawn titles, and that kind of stuff, he's fine with it to move forward.
Okay, thanks, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
See no other questions. I'm going to talk on Senator Burns. Is Senator Burns here about 212? I think he's probate judges. We'll move on down. Senate Bill 232, said Senator Kennedy.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Senate Bill 230. Got it? Senate Bill 232 was filed last year, and we've continued work in the interim. It simply simplifies the fees that the public pays when they're interfacing with the probate court. Right now, it's a multi-page fee structure, and different courts have different fees, and this is to simply make it uniform for all the probate courts. It is intended to be and believed to be revenue neutral, so that the net effect is not to increase the fees on the public. And for example, one thing, it removes the ability for the probate courts to levy a per-page recording fee, which some courts do, so it actually takes that off. And so this is brought to us really with support of the probate judges and others as well. Happy to answer any questions. Yes, sir.
Yes.
President Pro Tem, this does not affect their ability to establish a technology fee as we discussed?
No, sir, Senator, not to my knowledge. I don't think it does that at all.
But this restricts them. Explain that to me one more time about what it Did he said restrict something?
Well, yes, sir. Right now, several of the probate courts, when you go to file a document, they'll charge you a per-page fee for each page you file in it. I think it can be as much as $1.50 a page to file that, just to record things in the clerk's office. It actually removes that.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
thank you.
Yes, sir.
No other questions on that bill. Senator, if you don't mind, if you would talk about Senate Bill 412 as well.
Oh, yes, sir. Thank you. This is one I spoke about the other day. We've got some bad actors out there that are parading and charading as valid charitable organizations when in fact they are not. The problem is the enforcement mechanism has fines at around $250. It's minimal. The bad actors that are making money doing improper acts are simply paying the fine and going right back to the same bad behavior. It's just a cost of doing business for them. This raises the fine substantially and gives the enforcement mechanisms some teeth to try to go after these people that are improperly collecting money from the public, saying that they're working for a charitable organization when in fact they're not.
Thank you, Senator. Any questions on that? Senator Anderson, you have a question?
What did it raise it to?
I think it goes to $10,000, up to $10,000, and then for multiple violations, it goes up to $100,000.
Thank you, Senator. No
Thank
other
you.
questions. We'll move on. Moving down, Senator Kirkpatrick here, talking about Senate Bill 307. I think we've already discussed it. Senator Albers has talked about the helping firefighters beat cancer with Senate Bill 334.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Senate Bill 334 is a cleanup from the original bill we passed several years ago. It just makes sure that if a firefighter transfers from one department to another, they will not lose their coverage.
Any questions for the senator? Moving on, said our esteemed Senator Payne said the Veterans and Military Affairs said they got a good bill there, Senator.
Yes, sir. It's certainly a good bill. This Senate Bill 389 is simply for decades, the Georgia Guard has been offering life insurance through the state to guardsmen, and this just simply codifies it in the law, and that's simply all this bill does. It's an agency bill I'm bringing on behalf of the Georgia National Guard.
Are there any questions for the fine senator? Senator Anderson.
Senator, it's nothing about your bill, but don't you have a guest with you?
Well, he's not my guest. He was someone else's.
Who's get? This,
But we've become friends since we've been sitting there.
that's awesome. I just want to make sure he's recognized. Thank you for being here, young man.
Thank you for being here.
No other questions for the senator, said
And then it also, if I may, Mr. Chairman, ask for Senate Bill 255, just to take this bill, if we've passed in the Senate a couple years ago, and it takes a leg out from underneath organized crime in our state.
You can ask for anything you want to, but if it ain't on my list, it ain't going anywhere.
I'm just asking again.
You can come back.
I'll be.
And Senator Dixon, I believe, where does Senator Dixon over here, said Mike one.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Appreciate you, Senator Anderson. I do have somebody here with me today, a page. Arian Patel is my page for the day. His father, Himmel Patel, is a good friend of mine, so glad to have him with us.
Senator, if you would, said because they get paid $10 to page, but they get paid another $10 to come to Rules Committee, so that's your $10 that think you there you go.
Thank you for that, Mr. Chairman.
Can I get my $10 too?
You did. So you want to talk about your bill there?
Sure, be glad to. SB 393, it's a dirt bill. What it has to do with is soil classifiers and their educational requirements. They do perk tests and determine what type of septic tank would be required to go in the ground at homes. Currently, they've got to have a 4-year degree, and then after that 4-year degree, they've got to get 4 years of real-world experience. The only change to this would not shorten any of that. It would just allow them to get 2 years of the 4 years experience while they're still in school. And we've got a shortage in very high demand field here.
It sounds pretty dirty.
It can
Thank
be.
you, Senator. Moving on down my list, Senator Robertson, you have a bill on West Georgia's, judicial circuit.
Yes, sir. Yes, Mr. Chairman, on mic 2. Currently, the Coweta Circuit covers multiple counties. 3 of the counties, especially, two of those individual counties each have 100,000 citizens, and one of the counties, Troop, which is one of my counties, has 70,000. And it's one of the more unique judicial circuits, and what we're doing is splitting the judicial circuit and having the Coweta Circuit and the West Georgia Judicial Circuit to alleviate some of the pressure off the courts and the district attorney's office there.
Any questions for the senator?
What bill number was that?
424.
Bottom of the yellow page.
Before you turn your page over, I see Senator Kirkpatrick. If you would, grab the podium and talk to us about Senate Bill 307.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Senate Bill 307 is an insurance bill, and it is a patient protection bill. Basically, it's about prior authorization, which is when the insurance companies make providers get permission for the treatments that have been prescribed. And what this does is it requires the companies to create a fast track for providers that get approved most or all of the time. And that actually ends up being something that everybody was in favor of, even the companies. They're already starting to do this. So I would appreciate your support. Thank you.
Any questions for the fine senator? Yeah, thank you. If you would flip over, we'll start off with SR 543. I think that's Senator Gooch, if he's hiding somewhere. What number are you, Gooch? Number 4.
Thank you, Chairman. SR 543 was heard by this committee 2 days ago, and we passed it. We'd love to have it on the floor on Monday. It recognizes the dangers of the situation we have in the borders, specifically in the southern borders of Texas, the increase of fentanyl that's coming across the borders and the illegal immigrants that are coming across the borders at an alarming pace in the last 3 years. And so this resolution recognizes the support that we would give not only to the president but also to Congress to enforce the laws of our country. It also encourages our governor to continue to support Governor Texas Abbott, and we would love to see this bill pass on Monday. Thank you for your support.
Any questions for our esteemed caucus chair? Moving on down our list, the House Bill 63 said Noel Williams, if you wouldn't mind, step up there and talk to us about the bill.
Thank you, Senator, again. Appreciate the opportunity today. House Bill 63 simply gives an opportunity to the insurance companies to give claims experience to the insured groups of 20 or more employees 60 to 90 days out before renewal. Currently, if you're self-funded or if you have 100 or more employees covered, you get this information. And what we're asking to do is for groups of 20 covered lives or more to get this claims experience sent to the groups before renewal 60 to 90 days out.
Any questions? Yes, sir, Senator Ann Vitarte.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. You look good in that seat. Just don't tell Chairman Brass. Mr. Representative, how many Senate bills have y'all passed out of the House?
I can't answer that. I'm not on rules, but I do know that Buddy Deloach told me today that Speaker Burns told the rules to start getting the Senate bills out. So I can tell you that, and only the way Buddy Deloach told me. But I am not on rules, so I can't answer that.
So if he was told to start, that means the answer is likely 0, right? Or it's pretty close
I wouldn't
to 0?
say that.
Oh, okay.
No, I wouldn't say that. I mean, I can't say yay or nay. I'm not on rules.
Ooh.
I'm not scared.
I think it's time for you to sit down there.
No, I mean, you got any questions?
I appreciate the honest answer.
You have no other questions. Said the Representative Saines, are you still here? Said if you would step up and tell us about House Bill 206.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. House Bill 206 is the creation of the Commercial Property Assessment, Conservation, Energy, and Resiliency Program, CPACE. It has been massively improved, in my opinion, by the Senate committee because it still allows for this useful tool that's 100% private funding, utilizing the property tax system, but also not creating a new authority. So it will be utilizing the development authorities that are currently in place, and it's simply with all parties in agreement, including local government, that can reoccur its fees for administrating it, gives a low-interest tool for our enterprising communities to utilize in building in Georgia.
Yes, sir, Mr. Whip.
Representative Saines, who's carrying this bill on the Senate side? Do you-
I believe Senator Ginn is.
Okay, thank you.
That'd be a good one to pick.
Good bill here.
Any pertinent questions? Yes, sir, Doc.
He wasn't scared. I'm assuming you're not scared.
Well, in terms of the wisdom of the Senate, I know it takes us a while to regurgitate those bills to make sure that we accurately understand such wisdom. But I'm with my colleagues and friends in this room that the quicker we can move good legislation in both chambers, the better off Georgians are. So I'm hoping to see that come to light.
Good response.
Good job.
Oh, your feet up.
Thank you, Representative Saines.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
House Bill 362, I think Representative Mathiak. You are? Well, step right up.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. HB 362 has to do with, specifically has been with chiropractors and medical payments from insurance companies. What happens, they send the check to the lawyer or attorney that's handling the case. They get a 1099, but have no way of knowing what that 1099 represented. And simply this bill allows the chiropractor or medical doctor to ask for the detail on 1099s so they can match up their books. And just a simple bill from that standpoint, just a request for information from the carriers.
Thank you very much. Are there any questions? Senator Dozal.
I just want to clarify, Mr. Chairman, we need a law to allow people to ask for information?
Apparently, from what I understand, they get the 1099s, and there's no detail to the 1099s. And so they didn't get the check because it went to the other party specifically with medical payments, because sometimes the medical payments are sent directly to the attorneys, and so they never see them.
No other questions.
Thank you.
What are we doing?
You know, people talk about these House bills, so Senator Silcox, I believe we're going to talk about House Bill 500.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I bring to you all this morning House Bill 500. It provides that anyone by means of fire or explosives that knowingly causes, encourages, or procures another to set fire to a law enforcement vehicle would be guilty of a new crime of arson of a law enforcement vehicle. It would be punishable by a fine of $100,000 and/or 5 to 20 years. And I bring this bill really because we've continued to have so many problems with the construction of the Atlanta Public Safety Training Center. Dozens of police vehicles have been destroyed, and I've consulted with Chief DeSimone in Sandy Springs. A fully loaded police car this day and time costs close to $100,000. So I do think the fine is reasonable and would so appreciate your consideration.
I do have one question for
Certainly.
you on this before I take some others. The $100,000 would be for a penalty.
Correct.
What's the odds of collecting that penalty?
You know, I don't know the odds, but I think it's a great deterrent to discourage people from doing this type of activity.
And I'll ask some of our esteemed lawyers in the room. We classify these things. This would be a felony. And $100,000 penalty. We can do that without, okay. I've never heard of us imposing a dollar amount like that, so. I like the concept. Yes, sir, Mr. Will.
I know that in the system now, if someone steals a vehicle of particular value, say something that Senator Dozal would drive, then the bond is normally established at the value of the property stolen. And I think when I first saw this legislation, I was a little skeptical of it, but once I heard the representative testify to it, it made so much sense. This $100,000 is about the average cost of a fully equipped cruiser in law enforcement. So I think the $100,000 makes absolute sense. And the courts have been very flexible in allowing payment plans and other things to assist these misguided individuals the opportunity to pay their debt to society and the taxpayers who bought that vehicle. So I think that's why the $100,000 is there.
Thank you.
Thanks for the clarification. Senator Watson, you have a question?
Yeah, Representative Silcox, I think the fine now is $25,000, and this was increased to $100,000 to do exactly what our majority whip said, because the base of the car cost about $50,000. They strip it down and load it up with all the equipment, and that's about $100,000 worth of equipment. About $50,000 worth of equipment. That is an accurate figure if you've ever done the tour of the Georgia Public Safety Training Center.
I bought a few of those, and I serve on the Public Safety Training Board, so thank you.
Then you are well informed.
Well, and we're still catching up from the chip shortage, so just to procure these vehicles takes more time, and that's more cost as well.
Thank you, Representative.
Thank you.
We got a few more questions for you.
Of course.
Hit the highlight button today. Senator Anderson?
Is it just limited to law enforcement vehicles?
I guess technically it would be, but I think, you could say if there was a motorcycle as well, it would be equally, it would be a law enforcement vehicle also.
I mean, would you be open to include like fire trucks and, I mean, we need to be protecting all of them.
I agree with that.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Senator Anderson. There was another question. Dr. Rett, what number are you? Would you pull that microphone over there for you? Yes, sir.
I think he already asked the question I was going to ask, but I have another one for the senator from the 29th. What kind of vehicle does Dozal drive?
I will tell you the names, but I probably would mispronounce them. And it takes years to get them, special order.
Depends on which day it is too, Senator.
This is true.
He orders one every day.
I think I see a fleet charge. Let's go to House Bill 524. Should the Representative Ridley?
Thank you, Chairman. House Bill 524, it's a short bill. It's just on three-wheeled vehicles. It says if it's a three-wheeled vehicle, partially or fully enclosed the operator and has a seat belt, it's no longer a motorcycle, it's a car, so you no longer have to wear a helmet.
Any questions? Thank you for that short presentation. If we can, we want to go. Okay, said the man with the fleet. Senator Dozal.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you for being here, Representative Ridley. We've asked a number of your colleagues who I know may not be as experienced and influential as you are in the House. So as a powerful member of the House caucus, who I'm sure follows these things closely, can you give us the number of how many Senate bills the House has moved?
I cannot tell you the number, but I know we are moving some, and hopefully we'll be moving more as the weeks continue.
All right, Mr. Chairman, I think maybe it would be appropriate to consider holding this particular bill until we get that answer from this hardworking representative.
Good idea.
Thank you.
Senator Albers.
Want to support my Cherokee delegation mate, but before we go any further, something that started out as a public nuisance, we believe actually has gotten to a public emergency now. So we're taking a collection for this weekend so Senator Larry Walker can finally get a haircut. So
I don't think y'all got that much money after the bills he's been passing.
I'm willing to risk life and live and go
And we have a late arrival to our committee. Senator Burns, if you wouldn't mind coming up, and everybody turn back over to the front side and look at SB 212.
I was, sorry, Mr. Chairman, for being late. I was doing the people's business and rushed right up here. 212. 212 is the bill that would allow us to standardize local election boards across Georgia, about 20 or 25 of those currently being handled by probate judges. This comes at the request of the probate judges, and we have ACCG in agreement. I'd appreciate your favorable consideration.
Any questions for the fine senator?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. All right, we've kind of made our list there. Said the good news is that we've got a Order of Rules Committee seniority, and the most senior is number one, and that'd be Senator John F. Kennedy. So, Senator Kennedy, we're going see where we're going to go, but we'd like to know some picks.
Well, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I appreciate the honor of getting the first pick on this great Friday. How about SB 412, please?
They're just working down my list. Number two, said I've heard there's a number one and a number two. Somebody talked about some other things, but number two is Senator Gooch.
How about SB 424, Judicial Circuit of West Georgia? SB 424.
My esteemed minority leader said if you would like to have a pick, and you got two microphones there to pick from, so you pick whichever microphone you want.
Having trouble picking because I can't find any Democratic bills on here. I'm really struggling to pick a bill today.
I understand. If you want to bypass your pick, said we'll let you bypass your pick.
I think I'll do just that, Mr. Chairman. I appreciate it.
Mine pays Democratic funeral homes.
You gonna buy?
pass.
Okay, you're gonna pass. Okay, that's a pass and do not come back. Said okay. Well, number four said is me. Said so I happen to be playing cleanup, and Representative Saines said I'm gonna pick a bill that I'm carrying for you on CPACE. So that'd be House Bill 206. My esteemed Dean of the Senate is up next with his pick, and that'd be
No, I'm not going to do that one.
Senator Harbison.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. The National Guard, Bill 389.
Nice pick.
You didn't want
So our esteemed whip is up next with the pick.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I want to keep everything bipartisan, so I'm going to go with Senate Resolution 543.
Excellent pick.
Great time.
And only because he's my wingman and he came in late, said, but I'm glad to have Senator Cowser here with the final pick of the day.
Well, just to keep things bicameral, I'm going to pick House Bill 63. We're going to show the love to the House in hopes that they will reciprocate.
That's a fine pick. So if everybody would confirm with me that we have Senate Bill 412, Senate Bill 424, House Bill 206, Senate Bill 389, Senate Resolution 543, and House Bill 63. Everybody in agreement? Do I hear a motion? I have a motion from Senator Anna Batarte.
Second.
And a second from our esteemed President Pro Tem, Senator Kennedy. Are you all in favor? Please raise your right hand. It seems that we have anybody opposed? Senator Butler, are you not going to vote for our esteemed rules calendar today? I noticed I didn't see your hand go up or down. Either way. Yeah. Let's see, let's see what I can cut you down as abstention, but no, taking the pass, I'm good for whatever you want to do. Let's do it again. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? It's unanimous. Whew. Hard vote. Said the happy weekend, everybody. We stand.
Got an inquiry from.
Oh, wait a minute. We get.
I do have a bill, yes, sir. I kept trying to get attention.
Okay, well, hold on a minute before we adjourn. I'm not sure what you're going to tell us, but talk to us. You're not on the yellow sheet, so it's not going to happen today.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee. Apologize for being late. We were still in session over there. But I have House Bill 82 with a Senate substitute, which is a rural physician tax credit bill. This bill has been thoroughly vetted over in the Finance Committee and on the Senate side, and it does incentivize physicians to move to rural communities, and we give them a state tax break on the income taxes.
Thank you for presenting that today.
Thank you.
We'll be looking for that in the future.
Thank you, sir.
Hopefully, our chairman will be back on Monday, and I'll be out of this hot seat. Everybody have a great weekend. Thank you. We're staying adjourned.